Welcome to the Wellness on Demand podcast, bringing you interviews with health, fitness, and wellness professionals, sharing proven strategies that empower you to lead a healthier life and achieve complete wellness. Here's your host, Garvin Reid.
All right, listeners, welcome back to another episode of Wellness on Demand. Today I have with me Christine Souza, certified wellness coach, Reiki Master, and wellness advocate. Christine, welcome to Wellness on Demand. Introduce yourself to our audience.
Oh, Garvin, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here. Like you said, my name's Christine Souza. I am a certified wellness coach from the Institute of Integrated Nutrition. I am a Reiki Master, and I'm a wellness advocate with DoTerra. I have a passion for wellness and natural solutions, and I incorporate them into my day-to-day life. I very much of service to my friends and family with my knowledge, and I'm excited to kind of share my thoughts and ideas with you and your audience today.
Well, thank you so much, Christine. So tell us a little bit about how you've been surviving in these times. I know we're all still under quarantine, and this is a difficult time for everyone. Just trying to get through your day-to-day life. What kind of advice can you give our audience?
Well, I've got to tell you, it has its good days and its bad days. I'm very blessed because thankfully I still am employed. So my daily in and out kind of looks like I get up in the morning. Thankfully, I don't have to get up as early as I used to. But, I get up, I shower, I have coffee, and I start my day in my living room. I work, from home. I take lots of hangout meetings, and I do a lot of FaceTime with my boss, kind of trying to just get through the day to day. And then, once the work day is over, I try to fill those few hours before bed. But thankfully, I have a great deal of wonderful people in my life, like you, Garvin.
Oh, thank you.
I know you and I have had, quite a few talks during this few weeks we've been here.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to my sister and my family, a lot of my friends. I still have meetings with my therapists. I have, a lot of community. I know they're not right here with me, but it's good to know that, I can reach out to them when I need to. And I think right now during these times, a lot of us are kind of like, oh my God, this is horrible. But, even though we may be alone physically, like
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anyone in my home with me, I'm not alone. We're all going through this together. And it's kind of a strange source of community, if that makes sense.
I understand what you mean.
Yeah, I feel that, during this time, I've actually had better connection with people than I have before it. I meet friends for dinner, or a lot of texting. But I feel now there's a lot more of actual conversations, actual one-to-one, getting on the phone with people, getting on, Zoom meetings. I know Zoom meetings aren't the same
Right.
as, grabbing a drink and having dinner, but, I feel the quality of my conversations has been so much deeper than just a quick, oh, hey, let's, I'll catch up with you in 2 weeks, we'll have dinner, and that constant rushing,
Right.
the slowing down has really made for better connection.
And you're absolutely right about that, right? It's about the quality of our interactions. I feel like definitely agree with you in that, where the quality of our interactions have changed. We spend more time, I feel, for myself anyway, more time listening to the actual conversation and being a part of that conversation, as opposed to in the past before this, you would be rushing to get to the next thing or take care of the next thing that you have to do. So you never really focused in on the conversation. You were there, but you weren't, if that makes sense.
I 100% agree with you. 100% agree. It's the constant waiting to speak as opposed to active listening.
Agreed. Definitely agreed. And, that conversation is important in times like these, right? Especially for folks that are at home by themselves and quarantining by themselves. Having that human connection or having someone reach out just to kind of check in on you, see how your day is going, that's actually really, really helpful. And it makes someone feel really good for the day.
I totally agree. I actually had that conversation with a friend last night. He was recently laid off because of the COVID, and I had to talk to him for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, I called you, and he's like, yeah, it just wasn't a place to talk. I go, that's the time when you should talk.
Right.
Like even if it's just hey, you know what, I'm really not up for this right now. It's having the reach out. Like I reached out because I knew, like, if I were home alone and had nothing to do, like I said, I've been keeping myself busy with work and with my wellness advocacy and things like that. So I keep having that mental stimulation. If I didn't have that and I was just kind of like, okay, parked in front of the TV or doing puzzles or reading books all day, like those things are great, but after a while, if I were home alone like I am doing those things, like I would start talking to the inanimate objects. So, having that sense of, hey, I have friends who, might be going through that right now. I've been trying to reach out to those people and just be like, hey, I'm here if you'd like to talk. I'm here if you need that. Like, again, it's that sense of community to kind of get through these, uncertain times.
Agreed. And I'm sure your friends and family really appreciate that, because having that connection, like we said, that having that human connection, even though it's digital, it definitely does uplift the spirit. Christine, can you share a little bit with us about Reiki and what that is and how that works?
So Reiki is a Japanese energy technique. It's a healing modality, if you will. So this is something that was discovered about, I believe, and of course I don't have my exact book in front of me, but I think it's like about 150 years ago. And it was passed down from, master to student.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is that we all have energy within our body. And by being attuned to certain energies, you can move blocks within a person. And this can be for, mental, emotional, and physical ailments. I have been a Reiki Master for about 2.5 years. I have, a handful of clients who come to see me, and, they just come and they lay on the massage table, and I work my hands on different positions in their aura or on, you can have the hands hover above the body in the auric field, mm-hmm. or you can place them on the body. I personally find with the clients that I've worked with, they feel more comfortable when I actually do touch, because the hovering above the body can kind of makes them more nervous. I'm like, it's all the same, but if you're more comfortable, that's fine. We can, whatever makes the person comfortable is going to help them heal. So, so I, work through the body to find, where they have blockages or where they have things that need to, be worked on, and we move them up. And most of the time people feel a lot more relaxed. They feel a lot less stress. They may feel, relief from physical ailments. Mm-hmm. So it's really a beautiful technique, and it's a wonderful way for me to, help people, become their best selves.
Oh, wow. I definitely appreciate that. Can you tell us a little bit about your wellness advocacy and how that works? I've actually used some of the things that you've suggested to me over the years, and it has really helped me. It's changed my process, not only from just being able to relax in my house and stay focused, but, even to my bedtime routines. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. Well, let me just kind of explain what that is first. So I am a wellness advocate with a company called DoTerra. DoTerra specializes in essential oils and supplements for health and wellness. I've been doing this for about 3.5 years. With my studies and my, personal interests, I have found that natural solutions are a way that I choose to, support my body.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to not be someone who rushes to a physician as soon as I, have a sniffle.
Right.
I try to find ways to support my body to fight them off on their own. That's not to say that, I'm opposed to medical science in any way, shape, or form. Please don't take it that way. I am 100% for, medicine, and I am so grateful to all our first responders and, the doctors and nurses who are caring for the people who are, suffering from COVID and all ailments, quite honestly.
Indeed. They
Thank
are
you all. Amazing, self-sacrificing people, and the study that they've gone through and to be able to heal us is, amazing. But, those people are very busy helping COVID right now. They don't need to, have me wandering in being like, oh, you know what? I have a really bad stomach ache. Can you help me? So I have alternatives for that. So like I said, I chosen to work with a company called DoTerra. DoTerra has certified pure therapeutic grade oils that can support the body for, your smaller ailments,
Mm-hmm.
your bumps and bruises. They don't cure or prevent disease, but they can help make your body stronger to, kind of fend for itself better, quite honestly.
So in some senses, you can boost your immune system in some cases.
I'm trying to think if that is a compliant statement.
Well, that's just my opinion there. So we'll take that.
Your opinion, Garvin. So with essential oils, they support, different body functions. So, we do have a oil called On Guard that is the protective blend. And, I have a drop of that in my water every morning. I actually do a drop of lemon, a drop of On Guard, and a drop of copaiba, which does not taste that great, but the lemon and the On Guard are good. But I take that in my glass of water every day as kind of a combination to support my body. So, thankfully, I have not been ill in a long time, and maybe there's a correlation between the two of them. Maybe there isn't. I don't know. But.
So for I can speak for myself. So ever since the quarantine process started, sleep has been quite interesting, right? So for me, it took me a while to be able to start falling asleep right. I'm in the house all day. My time schedule is like wonky all over the place. Mm-hmm. What would you suggest for folks that are struggling with sleep habits and things that may be able to help them fall asleep better?
Yeah. So I am totally in agreement with you. The sleep schedule, the not exerting energy as much as I have, my, pre-quarantine day, started at 6 a.m., shower, dress, coffee, out the door by 7:30 to, grab the train. I had a, hour and a half commute to when I actually showed up at my desk, I got the brain power going from, 9 in the morning till 6 in the evening, and then jumping back on that train and, hopefully walking in the door by like 7:15, and all the energy to do that, like walking to the train, walking to the office, up and down stairs to, different office meeting rooms, right. I would get 10,000 steps, no problem. Right now in quarantine, I have a very small apartment, and even when I pace back and forth, I'm lucky if I'm breaking 2,000. It's crazy.
I totally understand.
So, definitely sleep has been a challenge for myself, and then it's just the worry too. It's the
right.
How long are we going to be here? How long is this going to last? When will I see my friends again? When can I hug my mom again? Those type of things are they're not, I'm not going to say they're not stressors. They are stressors. They shouldn't be.
Right. No, I understand what you mean.
So I know, like for me, because I have a whole house full of oils, I've been using my oils. So there's 3 ways to use oils that I should probably explain to people. So the first is aromatically. So basically it's, grabbing an oil, taking that very deep breath, either from the bottle or even just putting it in your hands and cupping your hands around your nostrils and taking those deep, deep breaths. And it's, your breath is life, in my opinion. It's the, you can survive without water. You can survive without food. You can't survive without air for too long, So anything you're taking in, taking those deep breaths is really going to have a huge difference on the body. So aromatically, that response, like it sends in the nostrils, it sends the scent to the limbic system, to your brain, and it sends messages all over your body. So as soon as you're breathing that in, you actually are having an effect on the body.
Oh, wow.
So aromatically, then you have oils that can be used topically. So you can apply oils directly to the skin, or people who have sensitive skin, even in children's and sometimes in pets too. You can use essential oils with your animals. You can dilute it with a little bit of a carrier oil, we call it. So coconut oil is usually the most common. And you can apply the oils to the bottoms of your feet, or if you have a specific area that you feel needs more support, like runners and like your legs, you might feel some muscle tension. You can apply oils onto the muscles, like you would do during massage therapy.
Okay.
So, and then the third way, and this is specific with doTerra oils, you can take them internally. So like I said earlier, I take lemon and copaiba and On Guard in the morning. They are safe to take because they're certified pure therapeutic grade oils. You can take them internally. The way to know which oils you can take internally, and again, speaking just for doTerra, we have supplemental facts on any bottle that can be taken internally. And I've taken them in water, a drop under the tongue. I even cook with them. I make a really good like fried rice recipe with my ginger oil, and I make outstanding peppermint brownies. I'm not gonna lie, they're amazing.
You're gonna have to share your fried rice recipe with our audience.
I will. I'll send it to you. You can put it in the show notes. But yeah, so once you have those ways to use your oils, you can kind of figure out what way you want to use it when you're kind of dealing with sleep and stress and things like that. So for me personally, my stress, I use a blend that we have. It recently launched with doTerra in September. So September of 2019. It's been only a short amount of time. It's called Adaptive, and it's amazing. There's actually an oral supplement that you can take, a pill, and then have a oil for diffusing, and then it comes in a very convenient roller. So when I'm feeling stress or anxiety, which is something I struggle with constantly, even before COVID, I just roll a little bit of the Adaptive oil on my temples and the nape of my neck, and it helps really relax me and kind of take me down a notch or two on that anxiety scale.
Amazing.
And yeah, I mean, it takes 20 seconds for an oil to kind of the scent to start going into the limbic system, and it takes about 20 minutes for it to fully be flowing through all the cells in the body. So a natural solution is going to affect you very quickly in comparison to a medical pill that may have to be swallowed and then break down into the digestive system and then spread throughout the body through the digestive system.
Oh, wow. I had no idea that it worked so quickly.
Yes. It's one of the amazing things about a natural solution. And I am going to get to your question about sleep. There's so much to talk about when it comes to essential oils. But, I'm going to just take the listeners on like a quick little study about, why essential oils are so effective, since, we just mentioned that. And that was a surprise.
Okay, please.
A surprise for everybody else. So if you will engage just for a second now, I do want to specify, I am not a medical professional. Okay. So the medical and professionals who are listening to this, please just kind of go with me, because I'm going to sound like a, 7-year-old trying to explain it in comparison to your knowledge, but it's going to be like Bio 101. Okay. So imagine a cell in your body, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just a circle. If you don't have to worry about the ribosomes and the mitochondria or any of that, right? Just imagine a circle in your mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that circle is the membrane of the cell. Okay. The membrane protects the cell. It keeps all the good things in and keeps the bad things out, right? So there's 2 things that can be harmful for a cell. You have a bacteria and you have a virus, okay? Bacteria is usually on the outside of the cell, okay? It kind of will stick to the membrane. A virus, will kind of be inside the cell, and it will duplicate the DNA on the inside of the cell, okay? So bacteria outside, virus inside. Okay. So if you go to your doctor and you're not feeling well, right? If you have bacteria, what are they going to do? They're going to say, oh, here you go. Let me give you an antibiotic. They give you like a Z-Pack or, 7 to 10 days. Can't drink, your stomach might be a little upset too. You got to eat the extra yogurt because, you're messing around with the bacteria in your body. But that's what happens, right? You go to the doctor, it's bacterial, here, take an antibiotic, right? Now, if you have a virus, right, if you have the cold or flu, what do? They say, go home, drink some water, have some juice, rest, it'll run its course. And do you know why? The reason why they can't treat a virus is because most modern medications are water-based, right? That circle that I had you picture, that
mm-hmm.
cell membrane, it's oily.
Ah.
Water and oil don't mix, right? So what happens is that they can't penetrate the cell with water-based medication, right? So they can't get in to hit the virus, right? So essential oils are different because they're oil-based, right? So they can permeate that cell membrane and they can work on a cellular level with the body, right? So then, they don't have the same like side effects. They don't have any like addictions. They can combat the bacteria on the outside and they can get to the virus on the inside. So that's why they're often more effective and, they're in comparison to like the modern approach to health problems. So that's kind of what's really cool about essential oils is that it's making that ability to get into the cell and to really affect your body at the cellular level, the building block level.
Wow, I learned something new about the way viruses and oils work. Interesting.
Yeah. So that's why, like, when I said it, they have that effect so quickly is because they're getting into the body and they're getting into your bloodstream. They're getting into the places where we need them to work. Right? So back to your original question about what we can be using for sleep during this time, right? So we have a lot of oils that will support getting rest and getting, back into a relaxive state. So my first one I'm going to tell you is going to be lavender, right? Lavender is the gateway oil. I tell everyone this. Anyone who, wants to know more about essential oils, they're like, oh, well, I've tried lavender, right? So lavender is one of those scents that is just calming, soothing, relaxing, and it really will help you kind of like unwind after a long day. Some of my other favorites, doTerra has a blend called Serenity. It has lavender, it has cedarwood, it has vetiver, and it is a lovely, calming, relaxing. I believe it's called the Restful blend. And it's really just one of those soothing smells that's super, super nice. If you're not someone who likes lavender, an alternative to lavender, and I like to call it the man's lavender, because it tends to be something that men like. You know, I know, and you know, Garvin, you probably could speak to this a little bit better than I can, but you know, I find that men don't necessarily love having floral scents on them. You know, it
Agreed.
makes them a little edgy, you know, it makes the girlfriends jealous, you know, it's like, wait, why do you smell like flowers? What's going on here? So I know about, you know, my brother-in-law, I finally kind of got him into oils. He's been using some of the doTERRA products, and you know, he's like, I don't want to smell like flowers. And I'm like, it's okay, we got some stuff for that. But the dude's lavender, as I like to call it, is petitgrain. Petitgrain is a orange flower or an orange blossom, but it doesn't smell like oranges. It actually has a very peppery smell. It's very interesting, and it's something that's definitely a more masculine scent. Again, really great for relaxation. And cedarwood is another, you know, it's a woodsier, cedar wood, you know, it's a woodsier smell. And that's actually something I personally use at bedtime when I feel like I'm going to have a little trouble sleeping. I put like 2 drops in my hand with just a tiny pump of coconut oil, rub my hands together and rub that blend on the bottoms of my feet. And it really makes a huge, huge difference in my sleep night. So.
Amazing. I love cedarwood. Actually, I use cedarwood in my sleep routine as well. I diffuse cedarwood throughout the house just before I go to sleep, and it's an amazing smell, and it does relax you and calm you and kind of puts you out.
I love it. I love it. That makes me so happy to hear.
So, Christine, tell us also a bit more about your wellness coach journey and how folks can find you and connect with you if they want to learn more about, you know, doTERRA, learn more about oils and the oil blends that they can use to help them through this time of quarantine and help them relax as they go through their day-to-day journey.
Sure. So, you know, one of the benefits of, you know, doTERRA is our education. You know, we are definitely a company that wants you to know what you're buying and wants you to understand how it works and works with your body. You know, everyone's different. Every body and every body and everybody is different and unique. And you know, what may work for me may not work for you. So you know, it's having options and alternatives and saying, you know what, if cedarwood isn't the oil for you, maybe we got to get you some lavender, and doing that, you know, that having that conversation with somebody, as opposed to just like looking at a website and saying, hey, I think maybe wild orange might be good. And it's like, well, wild orange is going to give you a lot of energy. Like that's not going to help you sleep. So, you know, education is so important. Excuse me. So, I definitely think that, you know, that's one of the unique things about doTERRA and myself for being a wellness advocate. So I actually teach classes. I teach Essential Oils 101, kind of explaining, you know, 3 cool things about oils, 3 ways to use them, and the ways to get them through doTERRA, because there are a lot of options that doTERRA offers. I have a website that I'm slowly building. It's called delightfuldiffusing.com. I have an Instagram account, Delightful Diffusing, and I have a Facebook page, and we have a Facebook community that, you know, people are more than welcome to join to kind of learn more about oils and see what makes sense and if it's something that they want to explore. So delightfuldiffusing.com and just find us on Facebook.
Amazing, Christine. Thank you so much. I know that I've leaned over the years on your advice around, you know, using oil blends and what can help me relax, motivation oils. I know you have a lot of knowledge, and I was happy to share this with our listening audience. Again, Christine, thank you so much for coming on. Guys, until next time, you're listening to Wellness on Demand.
You've been listening to Wellness on Demand with Garvin Reid. To learn more about the resources mentioned on today's show or listen to past episodes, visit www.wellnessod.com.